Minasan, konnichiwa! I hope you are enjoying your time in Japan now, or you're getting ready to come here. If you are still unable to travel to Japan, I hope that you'll get some good news soon. I will do my best to give you any relevant updates on the travel ban. As always, I will make a video if there are important updates, so please subscribe and ring the notification bell to be notified when any important updates come out. LDP, Upper House Secretary, commented that in his personal opinion, there is no need for a cap on the people entering Japan. He also added that closing the borders doesn't have a very meaningful effect. This is an important statement from a top politician from the leading party in Japan. An issue we are seeing right now at airports, especially in Narita airport, are very long waiting lines at arrival, despite the introduction of the fast track procedure. If you're not familiar with fast track, you can check my video up here. According to the Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare, the number of people entering Japan has been increasing at airports due to the easing of border measures since March this year, and this is causing long waits at arrival. Well, the fact that more people were going to enter Japan after the borders opened was something expected, so this shouldn't be a surprise here. But in order for more people to enter, including couples and tourists, we can't have such long waiting times. If it's taking 5 hours, that's what I heard in Narita, with only this small amount of people entering, it's not feasible to open to tourism yet. Maybe it's time to scrap the PCR test at the airport, since the majority of corona transmission happen inside the country. In fact, if you look to the data here, you can see that Japan has a positive rate, the ratio between the number of tests and positive people with corona, of 16.39%. It's high because Japan, for most of the time so far, has only tested close contacts and who had already strong symptoms. Only recently they are trying to increase the number of tests. On the other side, at the airport, the percentage of positive cases is only 0.85%. That's very low. My point here, the point I'm trying to make here, is that quarantine PCR at the airport are not that useful after all, since the large majority of people, if they get corona, they don't get at the airport or while traveling, but they get in the country of residence when they go, for example, out for dinner, take the train, etc. I wonder how long will it take to Japan also to see and understand that. After they acknowledge this, I think finally they will be able to open the borders to everyone and remove the quarantine, PCR testing at the airport, etc. Japan Cabinet Secretary and Prime Minister have finally started to mention eliminating the border control measures for tourism, which will mean that tourists can also enter, couples can also enter. Although there are no clear signs yet on when this is going to happen. Prime Minister Kishida said that the other day that he hasn't decided when to reopen the borders yet for tourism, but he will make a decision based on how the virus situation goes abroad. We know that things won't happen super fast here in Japan, but for now it's already good that this discussion is on the table. So when the borders will open again to tourism? This is a question that many of you have been asking me recently. If Prime Minister Kishida says he doesn't know, well, I don't know neither, but we can try to get something together. This week, finally, the Prime Minister and the Chief Cabinet Secretary have directly discussed about the borders opening to tourism and started this type of conversation. I hope we get some plan for maybe the second half of the summer. I think for tourism visitors to be able to enter Japan again, quarantine has to be first eliminated or reduced for most of the entries, together with the PCR test at the airport. As always, we will keep an eye together on it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, ring the notification bell if you want to know when the next updates on the borders come out. Thank you very much for watching, and mata ne!